Circle of Trust. What a great venue. We've got a mixed bag of everyone here, haven't we? Photographers, florists, planners, and all listening to my Behind the Lens of Trust. So what's the biggest thing that we think we've learned on this the last couple of days? Trust yourself. Yeah, good. I like that straight away. Know your worth. Yeah. And I think in the luxury wedding market as well, it's like there's such a good team from everybody just understands each other so well, don't they? That's what I love about going into a luxury wedding, that everybody seems to be kind of at the top of the game, from the planners and the designers and everything, they're all at the top, and they have this, instantly everyone just seems calm, and there's a real kind of sense of calm, isn't there? As soon as you walk into these big, it's craziest events you've ever been to, but there's this really lovely feeling of calm as soon as you walk in there. I love that. And that's the one thing that I learned about kind of going as a photographer, but then moving up to the luxury wedding market, is just how relaxed everything becomes, even though it should be the most stressful situation ever. And I have so much respect for the planners. But I guess my thing is a bit different. It's because I get to meet the clients really kind of at the very last minute. I would have had a video call, or I might have met them leading up to the event. I've got to know them in a nice situation, having a glass of wine or having a coffee, whatever with them. But then when it actually comes to the wedding day, there's a real there needs to be an instant kind of connection that I have with them. So I'm going to lead you through a little slideshow that I've made. I've changed it about 20 times leading up to this. Trust beyond the lens. I always talk about this, and I talk about this when I chat to photographers, and I talk about when I talk to filmmakers, but it does really it goes beyond just being a photographer and a filmmaker. It works for all of us. That instant connection that we have, but also these lasting connections that we have with our clients. But about me, it's thanks to my beautiful mum. She is the inspiration for my life. She was, at 5, she had a brain hemorrhage, she almost died. And I think that she brought me up into this world to just have a certain love and respect for everything. I remember we sit down the beach and watch the clouds changing shape when I was a kid. And she really because she had survived, I think she really just appreciated life. And she brought me up into this world just to appreciate everything. And she had this amazing ability to just chat with everyone. And I've always done that. I always chat to everyone. Because you never know whether you're walking into an event, who the important person is. There's no waiting to try and chat with an important person. It's you need to walk into any event. Everywhere you go, anywhere that I personally go, I will always say hello to everyone. I'll ask everyone how they are. I will take interest in everyone. And I think I've built, it's funny how nervous you get, isn't it, in these things? I think I've built my whole career out of just being interested in other people's stories. So your story is important. What you do in your free time is important. Your personal story is very important. My personal story is I love to travel the world. I am the most relaxed when I'm in the ocean. I travel to some of the craziest places, and I spend time with some of the most beautiful people in the world. But everyone has a story worth telling. This is what I always go by. And it comes from my personal work into weddings. This is a beautiful shot that I took in Rajasthan in India. And it's these connections that I have as a storyteller that really shines light into my life. And also when people see these images and having a connection with a new person and taking interest in, it lights up their lives. This is a family that has built a lot of trust for me. This is what I've become known for, is photographing the royal family. It's so nice working with a family like this, because I really it's the same with working with any family. We're all just normal people. Everyone is a normal person. We've all come from a background. We all live our lives. We live our family lives. We have certain interests. We have things that we love to do. This is where I feel most at ease. This is where I am at my happiest. This is where I feel relaxed. Weddings are an amazing way for me to meet incredible people, surround myself with very happy people. I've always wanted to tell stories, positive stories. I've always used my work to tell a positive story. Whether that's the work that I do within the ocean or in India, wherever it is, I'm always trying to tell a positive story. Weddings are very good at that. Weddings are an amazing place. Everyone's in the best mood. Everyone's having a beautiful time. Everything looks gorgeous. And instant trust and the power of the first impressions. I've put a little picture of a plane there. When was the last time you went onto a plane and you turned to the person next to you and you know instantaneously if you're going to get on with that person or not. Or on a train, you can do the same thing in a train, can't you? You can turn to the person, say, hi, how are you? And you know instantly if you're going to get on with them or not. I've met so many amazing people on flights, in airports, on trains, and I'm still connected with now. I think the same thing happens when you walk into a room and you're meeting your client or their friend or their children for the first time. It's really kind of, it's having that connection with them instantly. That they're instantly going to like you and they're instantly going to keep that connection with you. And it will never be forgotten. A couple of questions. What's the first thing you would do when you walk into a room? Anyone? Smile. Perfect. No, it is. It's that simple, yeah. It is that simple. You do just smile. And then, what's the first thing you talk about? Yeah, the first thing you talk about them. You talk about the client. You ask them questions. Just anything. Just taking interest straight away. Always. And I think it kind of goes on to that who should we connect with? In the biggest gala, in the biggest event, in the biggest wedding, who should you connect with? It's like everyone that you kind of meet on the way through and the way through into the room, because you don't know who is part of the family, who is connected with them really closely. You don't know. It's almost, I mean, I work with the royal family. I spend most of my time connecting with the team I get on very well with. And it's that team that will then go back and talk to the family afterwards and say how well we've got on, we've all gone really well, and it always continues like that. You really have to kind of put that effort and that attention into just giving your energy to everybody else around, not just the top people, not just the people at the very top, and treating them all with the same respect. How do you get the best out of people? You can't. Oh, be kind. Yeah, I know you now, so yeah. Yeah, be kind, be nice, yeah. The smallest thing, how the hair looks, amazing glasses, love your shoes, love your smile. And everyone loves a compliment. It's nice to compliment everyone. Even the people in the room that are looking the most glamorous that a lot of people would never approach and say something to, because they think they are too perfect and they're beautiful. But they still need compliment. Everyone needs a compliment. Everyone loves a compliment. So yeah, it's really important. Yeah, that's really, really important. But it really makes their day. It really does. It really makes their day. If you spend the next few days asking everyone, wherever you go, like, how are you? Or just drop that one compliment, and you just see the smile on the face, like, oh, well, thanks very much for asking. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. And then that's like, straight away, you just put a smile on someone's face, and you make someone feel good, because most people they just walk past and they don't see them. It's like you're not seen, But yeah, that's really nice. And it's nice to do it on a tube, because no one gets a compliment on a tube. You realize that not many people ask because of the reaction that you get back. What don't people forget? How you make them feel? Smiled, taken interest, complimented them. Yeah, nice. Love that. I think that also people don't forget about the person that put that extra, mile, those extra hours in. I've never left a wedding before the end of a wedding, and I've never put a time limit on my wedding. And I always stay until the very end. So I wait for that stage dive by a bride off the dance floor at 4 a.m. because I've hung around until the very end. People don't forget that. Getting people together afterwards, having a catch up afterwards, it's like so important. Treat everyone with the same respect. It's just kind of going back to what I was saying before. I've always treated everyone with exactly the same respect. I walk into a room and say the same things to everybody that I meet. I had to have the same reaction with everybody that I meet. Whoever I'm photographing is always exactly the same. I don't treat anyone any differently. So I will ask them nicely if I can get a picture. I will connect with them, step back when I need to. I think photography is a lot about empathy. It's a lot about understanding people. All of business is about understanding people, being able to adapt, being able to mold, being able to know if they're in the right frame of mind, whether you should approach them, whether you should step back. But yeah, treat everyone with the same respect. Echoing passions and how the story can deepen connections. So I spend a lot a out in the ocean. I've been running an ocean charity now I've been running an ocean project for 8 years. It turned into a charity a year and a half ago. So if you look at my social media feed, it is about my personal life, it's about where I'm going in the ocean, it's about the projects that I'm working in, it's about the wildlife that I'm connecting with, like that is my passion, that is my personal life. Then you can go onto my wedding page and you can see the images that I'm capturing at a wedding, but a lot of people don't even go that far. They'll just end up on my personal page and think that I don't shoot weddings. So I probably do lose a bit of business that way. I know, she was talking about it earlier. I was like, yeah, I'm probably losing quite a lot of business. But it's really it is still putting it out there and allowing your clients to really kind of see into your personal lives and allowing them to see what you're passionate about outside of your work. It's so important. And then you get the right kind of clients coming to you as well. You get the clients that are into the same things that you're into. It might be, horses, it might be traveling, it might be you run a project looking after children on the weekend. There's so many things that you have this passion for that maybe sometimes people hold back from actually sharing into their business lives. Yeah, I think. Okay. No, but then you can do it subtly though as well though, and then your client will know if you'd like to go for treks in the forest or down on the coast, or if you like to go climb a mountain, or or you like to drink Aperol Spritz down it. Okay, all right, okay. Photographing family portraits to being taken to Belize and going diving with sharks was, I guess that's I could have just been kind of showing that I was a family photographer, and after 9 years ago when I first got the commission, I could have just carried on doing lots of family shoots for very rich clients for thousands of pounds and even more, because that's what I'd become famous for. But I didn't. I stuck to my guns and I just carried on sharing what I was passionate about and what really meant a lot to me. Still have been very fortunate to work with these clients and doing these things, but I've always just kept stuck to my guns and really kind of shared what means a lot to me. Catherine is an amazing photographer. Connecting with these children when she was taking pictures, she was so passionate about it. She's such an amazing mum, and the work that they do so much work for the protection of children, conservation. They're putting all their efforts into that, and they're the most respected family. And it really is it's talking about these things. The Earthshot Prize this year in Singapore, again, this is kind of leading away from the first family shoot, but the relationship now has been going on for years and years, and it's through the other areas that I'm truly passionate about. And that's where these, passion and lifestyle come into it. These are just some things we've already been talking about, but it's taking interest in others, spinning and positive energy, empathy, mastery of light, and listening and observing. When I talk to any photographer, it's not about the technical, it's not about how you use a camera, it's just about how you get on with people, it's how you connect. Light is very important. We all need good light, we understand good light, but it really is just how you are and the things that you do. This is one of my other projects, is we do a lot of purpose-driven storytelling on land. We're working with lots of charities in India, getting children out of child labour, and the charities that are putting them into schooling. This is something I'm hugely passionate about. And ocean culture, like I was talking about before. Again, this is positive storytelling. This all comes back to that positive story. I think I've always put all of my work into telling a positive story. It's why, like I was saying before, I love photographing weddings, because it is the most positive day in anyone's life. So it all connects back. We live in a beautiful world, and I feel very fortunate to share these stories together. I think we all have these personal lives that are really that are a lot more interesting than we give ourselves credit for a lot of the time. And our own story is a really interesting story that people do want to see. And it really does connect with the clients that we equally connect with outside of the work that we do. Take your future into your own hands and always smile. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do we have any questions? I think I definitely had a blank, and then I don't know what happened between us. There are a few hours of my life that I've forgotten, definitely. But luckily the pictures came out. The pictures came out well, and it's observing.